We are officially in the jungle. Nothing like chocolate for breakfast, right? What?
I've never had cinnamon straight from a tree.
Last week, you saw us traverse a few interesting travel days as we made our way east towards the Yucatan. And today, our planned Mexican adventure is forced to take a little detour.
We just got word that they're closing the borders between the United States and Mexico.
But first, a chocolate lover's dream comes true when we get to camp overnight at a family-owned cacao farm. If you're new here, we're Howard and Caitlin Newstate, and for the past 2 years, we've been traveling the globe and living as nomads in our Winnebago RV. Most recently, we headed south to Mexico, where we've spent the past 3 months exploring the central part of the country. Each week, we bring you along with us to explore local cultures, go off the beaten path.
Can we go that way?
Sure. Conquer fears, meet interesting people, and try local food.
I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to drink this.
Through the good and sometimes bad. Now the RV won't start.
Okay.
You're right beside us through it all. After yet another interesting travel experience, and we only had to go 45 minutes, but there was a lot of things fit into that 45 minutes. We got to spend the night here at a chocolate farm. It's Hacienda Jesus Maria.
We called ahead and said, hey, we want to take the tour tomorrow. Can we stay tonight? And they said yes. And the tour is only 100 pesos per person.
So yeah.
And what's really cool about that is the camping is free as long as you agree to take the tour.
So thank you to them for letting us stay here, and now we're gonna see some chocolate. Nothing like chocolate for breakfast, right?
I love chocolate any time of the day.
Safety first.
This is our first masks that we've had ever. I'm guessing that part of it is because we're on a chocolate plant. And part of it is because of the coronavirus.
After meeting up with our tour guide and getting our stylish and important fashion accessories, we headed out to get a look at the cacao trees. Wow. Oh yeah, look at those. Wow. The cocoa seeds are grown in these massive pods hanging off the tree.
So they harvest only twice a year, and everything you see here is cocoa that is only 5 months old. So at 5 months, they have to cut it from the tree. It will never fall on its own. The other interesting thing we just learned is that it's actually mosquitoes that pollinate the plant. So mosquitoes do have a purpose.
Whoa. Oh, what?
This. ¿Lo vas a probar?
Sí.
Agárrenlo, va a chupar de arriba.
It's sweet. It's slimy, but it's super sweet.
Wow.
Que sirve para hacer una...
The seeds inside are the main ingredient of chocolate, but the pulp surrounding the seed is used in things like ice cream and agua frescas. Once harvested, the seeds are then brought here to dry and are covered for 4 days. This is when you can really start to smell the chocolate.
It starts off as really white, but as you can see, once they start the fermentation process, it turns into a lighter and then a darker brown. And this has been fermenting for only 3 days. This is cinnamon, straight from a cinnamon tree. Oh, that's delicious.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I like it. Oh man,
Have you ever eaten tree bark?
I can honestly say I've never had cinnamon straight from a tree.
Except I sprinkled it on the fruit, whatever.
They clone. So what they do is they take a cutting from a plant and then place it in soil, and it will grow and become another plant. The advantage of this is the genetics, so that way they can keep the genetic pure on a particular tree or varietal that they really like. These are all clones. This is thousands and thousands of clones that probably originated from just a handful of trees.
And they said it will take 2 years until they start producing.
Yeah, 2 or 2.5 years. Then it is a mature plant and it's able to start growing the pods, which ultimately become the chocolate. Cacao! But you can also grow it by seed. So here, these are the entire seed that we were just eating earlier, placed in soil, and it eventually will grow and become a more mature plant. And then it's still 2.5 years before it's able to produce cocoa.
We are officially in the jungle. Look at this.
This would have been a traditional house.
No había energía eléctrica, usaban lo que le llamamos candiles.
Prior to arrival of Western or Spanish. So here we are on this beautiful chocolate tour, and we just got word that they're closing the borders between the United States and Mexico. So
Trump administration limits non-essential travel between U.S. and Mexico.
yep. So this is decision time. Caitlin, are we staying or are we going back?
Oh, we're staying. Are you kidding me?
We are staying.
We are fine.
We are staying in Mexico.
After touring the beautiful grounds, it was time for the real action, seeing how they turn the fermented and roasted cocoa beans into chocolate paste. Today this process is done with machinery, but our guide gave us a demonstration of how it was traditionally made. They simply start by crushing them, which is oddly satisfying to watch. Then with a simple blow, the shells float away, leaving all those beautiful beans. There are different flavors and varieties of seeds, and they can add spices,
Canela al gusto.
varying amounts of sugar, even chili peppers to the chocolate, depending on what kind of bar or treat they'll be making.
Chile.
Next, you grind it all up, but luckily for us, Liz did all the hard work. Thanks, Liz.
La fuerza tiene más fuerza que el hombre, yo creo.
He's talking shit.
Aquí lo que ya hay que hacer, el segundo paso es hacer la mezcla. A ver que no salió tan dulce.
Freshly made chocolate.
Pensaste que dulce, no.
The texture is more like, it's like buttery. I love the spice.
Como el
It has
cacao
some
trae
chili and some
grasa,
clove in it. Delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
es de ustedes.
Oh, gracias. Qué bien, we have real chocolate. Look at that.
Oh, your hard grinding work.
Ah, qué bien.
Wow.
Ah, queríamos leer ahí.
Early bird gets the private tour.
Chocolate semi amargo, 70 de cacao. Chocolate artesanal, como la actividad que hicieron en la cocina.
I'm trying the spicy one.
Blanco first. When I was little, I used to really like white chocolate, and then I changed into
And they're not too spicy.
That's pretty good.
Sabroso.
This one is 70% chocolate.
Amargo.
Good. Which
I
one?
love dark chocolate.
This is the 80%. You're gonna like that one.
90%. How high can we go? Has anybody, maybe it's just me, ever like dipped your finger or like had a spoonful of like the chocolate powder when it comes out of the can? That's what this tastes like.
Sin azúcar.
Sin azúcar. Oh man. 100. 100%.
100.
This has no sugar in it at all. I'm good with it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Pero es lo más saludable comer más amargo.
We just bought the whole store. We bought artisanal chocolate, 80% chocolate, chocolate with spice, so meaning like hot chocolate, spicy chocolate, coffee that is roasted and grown here on the plantation, and then 2 frappes.
That's it.
Is that it?
Prepared? That's our haul. Given the state of all the craziness with coronavirus and everything, we decided collectively, us and Dennis and Liz, that it would be best to find a campground and just kind of hunker down. So there is a campground about 4 hours from here. The good thing is, with having a home on wheels, we are used to being flexible. We can go anywhere. We're self-contained. So we are feeling very thankful for that. But again, just a lot of uncertainty as everybody is feeling right now. With a plan in place for where we'd be self-isolating for the foreseeable future, we left the chocolate farm and hit the road. But it wouldn't be a travel day without a little excitement along the way. Remember, the night before I was pulled over at a checkpoint. Well, we were pulled over not once, but twice on our way to our island oasis, making that a grand total of 3 times in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
We made it! This is our quarantine spot.
Not bad for a quarantine.
No, this'll do.
Wow. Wow. This is where we're gonna hang out, possibly all the way through the coronavirus scare. I feel pretty good about this, actually. I think that this is the best move for us. We're certainly away from almost everybody else. There is a small population on the island, but I feel that if we were ever gonna self-quarantine, this would be the place to do it, is on the beach, where we can walk right out, hang out on the beach. Not bad.
Next week,
Welcome to day 1 of the quarantine.
come hang out with us in quarantine as we give you a look at what life has been like since we stopped traveling.
And I don't know what you were thinking, but
This
this was not a good idea, Caitlin.
It's the longest we've been in one place since hitting the road back in 2018. I feel like we're secret hoarders and didn't even know it. So how do we keep ourselves entertained? We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.